All right, thank you. I was just about putting on the recording so that we can have it for some of us who maybe for reasons of internet, you may not be able to hear properly. So that is it. We are on record. Yes, so go ahead, Mr. Charles. It's a pleasure having you.
And thank you, sir. So I am Mr. Mongoso Charles. I'm currently working at Suno Assurance Vie Cameroon as an insurance underwriter.
Great.
So concerning the PMP, in terms of project management, I don't really have a really meaningful experience in it. The reason I am doing it is more in terms of for future prospect.
That's operations. That means you are mostly aligned to operational work.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so you expect, what should be your expectation through the course?
I would say, I think maybe after the course, I will be able to manage at least some small project to start with, and then we'll see. That's what I'm thinking.
Wow, that's fine. At least, first of all, I appreciate that you want to improve yourself and get a project management certification. All right, fine. Could we hear from some other person?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening, sir.
I am Dr. Jam.
Yes.
I lecture in the University of in Abuja, Nigeria. And I work with the Center for Humanitarian and Development as a project manager. Working as a project manager for different organizations.
Great.
So I already have a master's degree in project management. I'm more to get certified internationally.
Yes.
So that I can back myself up when I write projects to international funders. Thank you.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Jam. That's a good one. Can we hear from some other person? Please kindly keep yourself on. Kindly mute yourself so that the interaction, the noise should be minimized. Mr. Joy, can you keep yourself muted? Thank you so much. All right. Okay, who is next talking? I hope that I didn't mute Mr. Joel. Okay, who wants to speak now? Please go ahead.
Good evening. I am Teu Fomunyam. I am a health system strengthening specialist. I work in health supply chain for medicines, particularly malaria and HIV. And I currently lead one of our provincial offices. I lead a team of 5 people. And my expectation is to equip myself formally with project management skills and, of course, eventually get certified in project management so that I can boost myself and be able to practice more internationally. Thank you.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate the comments and your expectation. All right. Can we move forward to some other person? Who next is online? Introduction. Good evening.
Can you get me, please?
Yes, I can get you. I'm sure everyone else can get you too.
Okay, I am Mr. Bukajo Bisa, an assistant lecturer at the Higher Institute of Studies, Boya, Cameroon.
Oh, Oh, sorry. It seems really getting difficult now.
I'm also involved in construction works, project management, construction works. I have a master degree, a master of business administration degree in project management.
Okay. Okay,
Can you get me
good.
now?
Yes,
Can you get me now?
yeah, I could get you faintly, but I think we could get you. Please, could you just repeat a little bit?
Okay, I'm saying that I'm an assistant lecturer at Higher Institution of Professional Study, Buea, Cameroon, and I have a Master of Business Administration degree, MBA in Project Management from the University of Buea.
Great.
And I'm also into construction works. So I believe that with this certification, I can go international and I'll be able to have skills in order to manage my construction works as well as my academic works.
Perfect.
So thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow, we are getting more inspired the more we know project management plays a big role in our career. All right, please, who else is talking? Okay.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
I'm Eugene Bar. I work for the World Food Program in Mali, and I hope this time I will be able to, get serious and get the PMP certification. This is not my first time attending the classes. I did the first time that I got so busy and I could not continue.
Yeah.
And I hope this time I'm in for real and get the PMP certification. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Wow. Is there another person who hasn't introduced, please? Okay, all right. With this, we're going to start a basic introduction to the program. And first of all, give some background on what project management is all about. And the different certifications offered in this trail, this domain. We know that a lot of our work is greatly impacted by how much we know project management, how much we can apply project management, how much, project management role is within our different organizational settings. I would present with us here just some basic principles behind the certifications that are in project management. Please, I'm bringing up my slides so you can. So I'm sure you can see the slide now, please. PMI certifications. Please, can everybody see the slide just to be sure?
Yes.
All right, fine. Now, the certifications that are presented there are basically the foundational certifications that we have offered by the Project Management Institute, and PMP is one of them, and that's what we are actually aiming towards getting certified now. I know before now you probably may have heard about the Project Management Institute. You may have heard about what the PMP is all about, and probably that's why we are aligned to getting certified in PMP. But I will take this time, 30 minutes, just to point to significance, highlights. Please kindly keep yourself muted so we can minimize the interaction, the distraction. Okay, so I was saying that we'll take this little moment to discuss. Okay, it's a kind of like exchange, kind of like information session, orientation on the different certification, and then the career journeys of practitioners or professionals along these certifications. Each of these certifications points to really roles that you can actually play within the project management industry. Let's start with the entry-level certification called CAPM, that's Certified Associate in Project Management. This certification is offered for people with almost zero background in project management. If you haven't had any experience managing projects, and then PMI assumes that there is certification for everybody, for you to at least master what project management is all about in terms of the concepts, the terminologies, and the principles. But probably you are not required by this certification to have actually led or managed projects. So it is much about a knowledge certification. So getting CAPM certification is suitable for entry level, maybe graduates, maybe people with A levels, or maybe people with just some kind of high school level education plus 2 years, so they can do the CAPM. Now, the PMP certification comes in as the core foundational certification. The core foundational certification, because PMP is regarded as the gold standard certification in the project industry. So if you're PMP certified, already speaks of so many things: your capability to be able to plan, to initiate, plan, execute, manage, control, and close out projects. And then, of course, your ability to also apply a range of methodologies from predictive to adaptive or agile, and also make an informed decision as to how to create your own way of work or process that is tailored to context within a hybrid, or what they call hybrid methodology. So PMP gives you the capabilities for you to stand out. So I want to talk a little bit about that again. Let's get to program management professional. Being a program management professional means you occupy a senior level position to lead project managers to realize strategic benefits, which those benefits cannot be attained except you align those projects towards a common outcome or benefits. Now, portfolio management comes in to give an individual the capability or recognition that he has the capability to manage multiple projects, programs, and operations and other strategic works in a very coordinated way, such that you'll be able to derive organizational objectives or benefits. So a portfolio manager is much a senior level manager over the program and project. Then you have the ACP. ACP is an agile certified practitioner, meaning it's a certification for people who want to recognize no limits, and no limits as far as complexities, managing uncertainties in very fast changing environments. If there are projects that you can't define the end goal clearly, then Agile Certified Practitioner will give you all the techniques and the go-to approaches on how you're going to be, you get yourself, your hands around that kind of project. So managing projects in complex environments with complex requirements, and complex situations will require new approaches. So Agile will give you that kind of mindset and readiness. Risk management professional is a foundational certification aligned to helping project managers, program managers, portfolio managers realize the benefits or enhance opportunities or outcomes for their project by identifying risks on a timely manner, managing the risk proactively, planning, and making sure that they monitor risk across all aggregates of project program portfolio and even enterprise-wide. So as a risk manager, you are really to mitigate the threats, or what you call those factors that can impact negatively on your objectives. And then you're also there to enhance positively those factors that can impact your project and enhance successful outcomes, you know, strengthening objectives. Now, for scheduling professional, you know, critically, most of the challenges that projects have are very attributed to scheduling. Scheduling issues, you know, can count very significant in many ways, because the time value of money, the time to market, the time to release, the time to do whatever it is, all project objectives are tied to timing. And so scheduling, being a scheduling professional, I think PMI has positioned practitioners or professionals along with this certification to be able to plan and reveal the timely completion of the project or objective, making sure that everything is put in place for us to realize within the time. Now, business analysis is another foundational competence, helping people or project managers to know how to quantify benefits, understand requirements, and the scope of a project, how to structure the benefits, outcomes, carry out feasibility, business case development, understanding how to validate the go to or no go as far as investing in the initiative called project. So business analysis sets the foundation for the precedents for project management by giving all that the business aspects of and benefits of a project. So with these certifications, you already see that, wow, people can build successful careers before we get to discussing them more deeply. Knowing the importance that PMI certifications are caught for any credential holder, let's just explore maybe top 5 reasons why PMI certifications, apart from other certifications we have in the world, even in project management, they have, you know, you heard about Prince 2, you have you go to Germany, they have what their own model called the V model and whatever it is. So people have different ways to manage projects, but why should we think PMI gives us something on a better scale? So top 5 reasons to earning a PMI certification. Number 1, credibility. Credibility speaks in any way. Once you earn a PMI certification, it shows, it validates your domain knowledge, professional experience. It also shows that you have undergone the rigor to getting things done the right way. So PMI offers you this endorsement, and it shows to the world that really you have acquired value and you're a man of value. You have the competencies to do what the certification talks about. That's credibility. It gives you a voice in the industry and gives you that kind of confidence within your organization to undertake or the successful accomplishment of initiatives. Then, of course, we have the transferability. Number 2, PMI certification is not tied to any specific methodology, industry, or region. If you get certified by PMI, PMI says you can move geography and industry with no restriction with any of the certifications. That means the certifications are not tied to one particular industry practice or domain. Neither do they tie to any particular methodology of work. But the certifications are aligned to global standards, and the standards are open to all industry of practice, meaning that they embrace the principles and practices and the best practices that align to carrying out work in all industries. So transferability, if you means that if you get a PMP certification, you can work in construction companies, you can work in finance, banking companies, anywhere, education, research. With your PMP, you can never get hooked up. Competitive advantage. Yeah. Now, let me just say something a little bit further on point 2, transferability. PMI certifications are not tied to a methodology. That's very true. That's to say that a methodology is more specific and more discipline oriented. Maybe a department in an organization would develop their own technology or their own philosophy on how they carry out work, maybe processes, procedures, and frameworks. That's what constitutes a methodology. It's specific to a department, specific to a company, but it's not open to all companies or departments. So PMI certifications are not tied to a methodology, a specific methodology. They are rather aligned to a global standard. And you know, the development of a standard takes what we call the processes of consensus, openness, due process, balance, meaning that the development of a standard, just like ISO standards, they are not biased to any industry. They are not tilted to any industry. They are not rushed. They have a due process. That means there is that kind of credibility. There's that kind of strength. So once you get certified, you are certifying to a standard, and that's what they have in the project management industry. So getting certified PMP means you are certified to a standard to manage projects effectively. All right, so if you have PGMP certification, for example, that's Program Management Professional, it means you are certified to a standard for managing programs, which is found in the 4th edition of Program Management, PMI's Program Management Standard. If you have PFMP, that's Portfolio Management Professional, it means you are certified to a global standard that is contained in the body of practice for Portfolio Management 4th edition by PMI. So all the standards are developed using standards development approaches. And therefore the certifications are aligned to these standards and not to any specific methodology, and therefore not tied to any, restricted to any industry. So that's one thing we're seeing interesting about PMI. And number 3, competitive advantage, that we can't speak more until you know by little research. Type yourself and see the salary range that goes with project managers who are certified with PMP or PGMP or portfolio or whatever. And I know by even a little salary survey, industry outlook, you may see many countries. You probably may be thinking, oh, US would definitely rank top in paying project managers. I think it's not so, because the data shows that there are other countries like Switzerland ranking topmost in terms of the highest salary paid for project managers who are certified is in Switzerland. So Switzerland recognizes these certifications much more. And then US and so forth. Commitment. The PMI certifications emphasize your commitment to professional growth. By earning and maintaining a PMI certification, you continue to develop your knowledge, skills, and capabilities. Now, this is just to say that if you earn a PMI certification, it means that you are committed to the profession. You are committed to serious professional growth. You are committed to doing things well. And also, it tells the world that you have been committed and you have gone through the processes that is required for you to earn this credential. Nobody can earn the credential by just, waving your hand and, listening to some lectures, and then that's all. You are actually committed to becoming a project manager. And that's one of the key foundations or principles or pillars of our training at Paraclete. Paraclete Institute, being an authorized training partner, of the Project Management Institute, our commitment to offering certification education to the public, to enterprises, to individuals, to upskill workers is anchored on 3 key pillars or objectives. Number 1, we are committed to ensure that every candidate that comes to take PMP should master PMP or project management and become a project manager. At the end of the training, you should boast that you can manage a project, not just that you've earned a certification. Most of the time, certification may be the drive, but if you check very well, most of us really have a very, very the strong desire to really become hands-on project managers, apply the knowledge and see exactly how you can evolve your growth, personal and professional growth. So that is one objective, number 1. Objective number 2, we are committed to see that we align the training to professional benefits. How will you evolve in the industry? How will you grow? How will you see yourself? The opportunities are bound globally and nationally and locally. Wherever you are, we can show you how you can point to, their success indicators somewhere. All around us is projects. All around us. Let me just give one example. It's estimated by scientific data that, let's look at Africa. The population of Africa by 2050 is going to double. More than 2.5 billion. Now the question comes, in terms of projects, how do we interpret this about the future? It means 2.5 billion people means billions of homes or many, many homes, infrastructure projects. We have to develop the built environments where people will live, move, commute, do everything they want. So that is it, heavy and huge sums of, dollars will be expended to bring up these projects. Therefore, we can begin to see that people taking project management may not be limited to maybe just one small career there. You definitely see there is a big future you are aiming towards. And the good thing is this, when you get certified, PMI warrants that you keep growing, keep scaling. As the profession is evolving, you too should be growing by earning professional development units and maintaining that certification. So you grow, it's a lifetime certification, it's growing. So the age of your certification will also show the age of professional units that you've earned. And that makes you keep updating, because there is no degree in this world where you are upgrading it and maintaining it, right? Once you have a degree, it's done. So if the degree is from Harvard, it remains. The value of Harvard is what, after 10 years, is still the degree from Harvard. Now, if it's a degree from one university in Africa, okay, it remains there. It doesn't have any scale, global scale of growth. So, but PMP or PMI certifications are maintainable. And it doesn't mean that they expire, but you just have to maintain them by earning professional units. We're going to tell you more about how you earn the professional units. All right, so now the third level in our commitment is to see that our candidates going through the training should validate the exam with ease. It shouldn't become a burden to ever getting certified. Some people learn, study, and never getting to achieving their goal. At least getting certified is the last goal, but it should be an easy walkthrough, especially if somebody had become number 1, a hands-on project manager. Number 2, understand how to navigate the industry of opportunities with projects and find their way. Number 3, getting certified should be an easy to go. So we are committed as well, as much as the PMI certifications also demonstrate commitment. Now, relevance. Number 5, relevance. The PMI certifications demonstrate your relevance, that they are developed by practitioners and upheld by rigorous standards based on ongoing research and also reflect current industry practices. So this is just to say the certifications are evolved, they are constantly growing in value. So getting certified is an endorsement that you have rigorously upheld the standards that are developed by practitioners of the industry, the finest of minds and the finest of ideas from different industries put together to constitute a body of practice, a standard that we can uphold to. And that is it. So with this, we go to finalizing in the next 5 minutes, a rundown on an overview on what it takes to get certified and what exactly the relevance of each of these certifications is again. CAPM, as I said, validates the understanding of project management fundamentals, terminologies, and processes. With this certification, everyone that has it becomes a perfect team player. That means you can fit yourself in any project role, any project environment, and assistant project manager, whatever it is, you will perform very well because you are knowledgeable about projects. All right, so with $225, once you're a PMI member, you can pay that less. And then you should validate at least 23 hours of project management training for you to get eligible to take CAPM. Well, can you validate them by yourself? Apparently you can, but you should be able to have the right materials and orientation. For PMP, you can validate your PMP only if you have submitted, and which we help to do that. We do an audit support to develop our candidates' project experience as much as add to the 35 minimum required hours of project management education to be able to count yourself successful through the PMI's first phase validation. Then you become ready to take PMP. Okay, so taking PMP, one, you must, if you have a degree with 3 years of experience, that's already okay. Then the 3 years of experience should be structured in such a way that we really can report it. And if there are areas where you can't really, bring out that experience, an expert would accompany you from our team to be able to help out with shaping out your project experience requirement. And then we submit it. When we submit, it takes over 1 week for PMI or 10 days maximum for PMI to validate. At times, candidates' applications go through a PMI audit review process, which takes 90 days for you to submit relevant documents, which if you can submit early, the 90 days will not be required. It will not be exhausted. So it means that if you submitted your application and PMI say, okay, your PMI, your certification, or rather your application has been selected for audit review process. So you have up to 90 days to submit supporting documentation or evidences. Then that's what it is. So above 90 days, if you have not submitted, you may actually have your application, forfeited. So that's it. That's what it takes. And that's not a challenge. That's not an issue. I've heard from each and every one of us that you are involved in projects. So if you have 3 years of whatever, we ask for your CV, we can, if it's becoming too difficult to really carve out something for you, then why not? We recommend you take the CAPM. Not bad. CAPM is a good starter. So, but if we can carve out that certification requirement, fine. If not, we can place you on a project and you practicalize that in a professional internship approach, and that becomes valid. All right, so can everybody get me, just to be sure, please? I hope the line is clear.
Yeah, yes.
All right,
Yes,
thank
I
you.
can get you.
Okay, all right, so let's push on. Now, PGMP, as we said, program management professional, you need some kind of 8 years of experience on project-related activities. For the PFMP, you need also equivalent of 8 years. And you should be able to demonstrate that you have the capacity to manage multiple related projects in a coordinated way in the program. And then for portfolio, you should be able to know how to define organizational strategy, align value streams, product roadmaps, and align a good governance process in place, and to make sure that the organization can realize its benefits, okay, in the strategic plan. So portfolio is really highly very strategic and operates with governance frameworks. So portfolio management prioritizes projects, programs, and operational work outcomes. All right, so briefly about RMP. RMP is a risk management certification. We see that risk is positive and negative, and anybody getting this will help you projects at all levels. Please, can you keep yourself muted? Kindly mute yourself, Mr. Joel. All right, thank you. Now, with PBA, like I said, PBA shapes the foundation of projects by delivering the benefits or the business aspects of projects. With PBA, you become a strong consultant, to developing good business plans, business cases, validating business proposals, project proposals, grant proposal writing, for example, and so forth. And you are somebody that is really, really profound as far as understanding project requirements and structuring how to deliver benefits through appropriate requirements, elicitation management, and so forth. So with PBA, you stand yourself out further as a project professional. Now with the new trend of certifications, which I should have introduced to you today, called Discipline Agile. So without ado, I would be able to get us around these certifications in detail in our next introductory class. So far, I just want to know if someone has a question regarding the first phase before we get into knowing what the PMP training entails. About the different certifications, about PMI, and whatever it is connected to project management. Yeah. I'm not sure anybody has any question, except you are here to bring up one. You can continue.
I wish to thank you for the great introduction.
Great.
Yes, I wish to find out about the conditions to be met. When are we supposed to submit the whatever documents you will need?
Great. All right, that's fine. Immediately we are giving we're done with this introductory orientation. We will finalize our onboarding. That's first thing. We're getting now to introduce what this course is. So once we finalize the onboarding will require that we'll give you a project experience application form. You fill it in detail as you can and submit back to us plus your CV, and then we'll start building up your application file immediately as the class is going. As the classes are progressing, maybe before the end of the class, we must have submitted every requirement, and then all that will be required is to pay and schedule your exam. Yeah, it is as soon as we have started. Okay. All right, so if that is the only concern and if it is clarified, then let's push on to introducing the core material regarding the PMP certification exam. Any other question, please? Not yet. All right. No other question. My introductory slide is hiding somewhere. I can bring up the slide in a moment, please. Okay, sorry, I can't pick my introductory slides. I don't know what happened, but I will explain quickly what what the lesson areas are in this PMP course and where we'll get the materials, the requirements for us to fully and properly be onboarded to the training and to be able, what the exam blueprints are as far as getting ready to ace the certification PMP. Okay, so the first thing is that we have 6 core lessons that will be covered in the PMP program. As I said, I can pull up the slides here. I will send us a recording, okay, a pre-recording that had been done previously, so you can peruse again what you can't see physically. So the first thing is we have 6 core lessons that will be covered. 6 core lesson areas. And in these core lesson areas, we will add some supplementary core modules that will help lay the foundation much properly and easily for everyone, but that will be alongside. So it will be done from now to our next class, because we have to make sure we give you 1 week from this with some preliminary materials that you have to cover, some modules that we assign to you, and then you cover them, and then we get started. Yes, there will be videos. There'll actually be videos, spotlight videos, some slides, introductory slides, and so forth and so forth. All right, so like I said, 6 core modules plus 2 supplemental modules that will help lay the foundation. Lesson number 1 would basically be this one here, the business environment, how to understand the context of project management in terms of the foundation, the strategic alignment that projects have with the organization and outcomes, the benefits and value that the projects are undertaken to deliver, the organizational context in terms of the culture, structure, and governance, and the change management systems required to put projects in proper alignment. And then, of course, project governance requirements over projects. Governance plays a very critical role, which we're going to be seeing, well, if you explore beyond PMP to PGMP and PFMP, and then you're going to see governance even more seriously. But at the level of project, we'll still cover a topic on governance, project governance. So project governance is the oversight that we put to see how things are going to support decision, authorization, and so forth. So the project compliance, that means regulatory environment standards and so forth, in terms of quality, safety, risk, all of those things that need to be put in place in context to define a successful project outcome. Okay, so lesson 1 lays this foundation. Lesson 2 will begin to initiate the project, kind of like starting the project. Starting the project, lesson 2 would take us to explore the methodologies and development approaches that will require for us to effectively bring our projects to light. And then, of course, uncover some initial background requirements. Like, let me just pull up another slide here. You can see that. Good. Okay, lesson 2. Like I see, I told you I can't see my introductory lesson, so I have to do it in another way. All right, so here you have lesson 2, starting the project. Like I said, here you have to know why we need to quickly identify stakeholders and engage stakeholders, different approaches, techniques, how we should be able to define a good stakeholder management approach. Then, of course, forming the team, the project team needs to be formed. And what constitutes the project team, understand the kind of team dynamics and recommendations to putting up, an effective and high-performing team. Now we'll look into building a shared understanding about the project, so all team members can have a common understanding. Then determine the project methodology or approach, as we said. So this sets us to, clearing the second lesson or module in this program. And the third module would be, oh, sorry, I'm opening something else here. Will be planning. We would be at the level of exploring how we do project planning from different approaches. Project planning could begin from predictive to agile or adaptive and hybrid methodologies. So we explore the different approaches like rolling wave, progressive elaboration, predictive. Then we uncover details of planning like scope, schedule, resources, budget, risk, quality, and how we can wrap it up by integrating the plans to having a comprehensive management plan, which shows a roadmap to accomplishing our project outcomes. So that constitutes lesson 3 in the core ECO, what we call examination content outline release. And this is the latest release as of 2023, January. So the slides that you're having now are much highly updated. So now lesson number 4, is that? Yes, lesson number 4, after we have planned all aspects of our project and develop an integrated plan of all components, then comes the aspect of leading the project team to execute the project and deliver the intended deliverables or outcomes. So here we can craft our leadership skills, creating collaborative project team environment, empowering the team, supporting team performance, communicating and collaborating with stakeholders, training, coaching, mentoring, managing conflicts, and so forth. All these constitutes the people domain in the exam, because the exam, as we're going to be seeing, the exam blueprint requires that you should master 3 core domains and answer questions that are going to be scored. Your score is going to be aggregately weighted along those 3 domains. You have people, process, and business environment domains. So now these lessons are actually, some of them are supporting more of people domain, some of them are supporting more of process domain. And then lesson 1, typically, as we started it talks about the business environment domain. So now lesson 5, supporting project team performance. This is what we're going to be doing, implementing ongoing improvements like continuous improvement processes, that's quality, supporting performance, using emotional intelligence in many, many ways and many other aspects to be able to build performance, setting KPIs, metrics for measuring performance, evaluating progress, managing issues and impediments, issues are different from risks. And then impediments, blockers, or obstacles. Then managing changes. So all this will help us to harness the powers of leading any kind of project in any environment. So lesson number 6. I'm sure you're following, please. Lesson number 6, we would be able to wrap up everything comprehensively and take lessons learned, close every project phase, realize benefits, and have a knowledge transfer, and see that we can effectively transition and sustain the benefits that the project has released. But like I said, this just forms the core of what it is to run a project. But to master everything properly, we kind of like in our training, based on the experience, we just have to be able to give you some preliminaries in case you need them. The preliminaries will come as introduction to Agile and Scrum, and then we'll also be able to help you to at least pick the basics of project fundamentals, covering knowledge areas, and exploring concepts surrounding projects, programs, portfolio, operations, organizational project management, PMO, for example, that's project management office, and so forth and so forth, the context in which projects exist. So with that, the last module after everything is to tune us to getting certified. So it will be a kind of like exam readiness module where everyone will be onboarded to a simulation practice platform where you take practice exams. You are drilled and tuned to ensure that you kind of like cross over to the other side of PMP certified people, how PMP certified people feel, think, act, and respond, so that when you get into the exam, the situational questions that come in the exam wouldn't be an embarrassment. So it would just be a walkover. So now what we've said in the summary is that there are 3 key areas, domains that the PMP exam is being graded at. You have the people domain, the process, and the business environment domain. And the whole structure of the exam is aligned to mastery and application of practices like Agile, Waterfall, hybrid methodologies. So this Agile will be 50% in the exam, hybrid and predictive would be 50%. So all of that will be spanned within this domain. So once you are a project manager certified, it means your competencies are summarized in this talent triangle that you see here, the PMI talent triangle, where your ability, the technical project management is talking about your capability to tailor processes, methodologies, and deliver your project. And then the leadership aspects is all about the soft skills, the power skills for you to be able to lead teams interpersonally, develop the dynamics of teams, and resolve conflicts, responsibly. And then, of course, influence change within the organization transversally, affecting upper leadership horizontally and below. So you'll be able to manage all levels of stakeholders and teams. If you assign over a project with thousands of team members spread across different time zones, then you will know what leadership dimension entails. Then strategic and business management, your acumen, the understanding of organization-wide capabilities, understanding how the project fits within the organizational context, your mastery of key business functions like finance, accounting, marketing, and so forth. So your strategic and business acumen, that really tells of how you best understand the project the benefits the project delivers, and how the project fits within the organization's strategic alignment. That's it. All right, so that summarizes just what the PMP exam is. The PMP exam is 180 questions exam, multiple choice mostly. Well, multiple choice, but interspersed with some kind of fill in the blank kind of question, matching questions where you move one column A match to B or C or something like that. Then you kind of like hotspots and multiple responses, like, okay, choose two answers, A, B, C, D, E. So that is the nature of the exam. 2 hours, 30 minutes to complete the exam. That means we need to strengthen your speed drill you on exercises on speed towards the end so that you just have a walkthrough. Well, good thing is that we have a very good standard simulator. We have licensed content that would, in terms of content, in terms of delivery, you can be confident that you have just what, and it will shorten your learning curve very much and get you really much confident on the day of writing the exam. You wouldn't be shaking. Like, many people think exam is very difficult. It's difficult when you don't have the right material, you don't have the right orientation. I'm sure that you don't also have the right tools and adequate preparation. So we'll do our best, and we know that success will be the easiest thing we should embrace at the end. Thank you so much. I think this concludes this first introductory orientation. We've taken more than 10 minutes extra to that, but if you have questions, please, I'll be happy to respond to your questions. And then we can close out by following up each and every one of us to be onboarded fully so we can roll the start button. So Dr. Jam, Richard, hope everything is okay.
Yes, I think I'm okay, and I'm happy to be part of this class.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Mr. Charles, I hope you got it. I feel like you are challenging yourself to take it in English. And it's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. I like people who want to learn in English when maybe English is not their primary, but I can feel from your expression that you are pushing it, and maybe at the end of this PMP you do everything in English.
Yeah, I think it's not that I don't know how to speak English. It's just that it's not my first language.
Yes,
so,
yes. That's what I feel. That's what I feel. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's right. Okay, Mr. Joel.
Yeah, everything is cool.
Very
I'm
good.
really looking forward to acquiring new knowledge and higher one for that matter.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Tewu.
I'm good. Thank you. It was a good orientation session. It puts things in perspective. So I'm looking forward to the next steps.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate all that. All right. Mr. Eugene.
Yeah, okay for me. Thanks so much for the time.
Great. Mr. Bertrand is with us today too. Mr. Bertrand, are you co-lecturer or you are starting? Okay, Mr. Bertrand is still muted. All right, thanks very much for attention. It's over for tonight. Hoping that we'll reach out to everyone. Have a wonderful night then. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, sir.
Bye.